Now we'll see what winds up on the cutting room floor.
Thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I was invited here, and I've never experienced you before.
And what a coincidence. I've never experienced you before either.
Amazing.
So we're on the same level already.
My first question is on behalf of my mother.
Yes.
Who invited me here today.
Yes.
If Darryl Anka is here and speaking for a future self, Bashar, what happened in between?
We're not sure that your question is translating. What exactly are you asking?
How did you become this entity?
You mean, how did the channel become a channel for us?
Yes.
Well, that story does exist in many forms. The brief version is that many of your years ago, because an agreement was made for the channel to do this with us in this life, we showed him our spacecraft on 2 occasions in 1 week. Because he had those particular close broad daylight sightings, his curiosity to research and explore what that meant became paramount in his vision. Therefore, through the research, through many years, he encountered many different kinds of concepts that you would call metaphysical, and ultimately found his way, synchronistically, to another channel who was teaching a channeling class with an entity. And in going into that class to research the idea of how channeling could be taught, in a meditative state, a memory finally came back and a message was delivered by us that now that he remembered, we had shown him our ship to get him to start learning what he needed to learn, so that by the time it came time to begin the channeling, he would be prepared to do so and wouldn't be confused or scared. Then he took upon himself the willingness to continue and see where it would lead. Thus, 37 of your years ago, he began this and is still doing it today because he understands that the most important thing about this particular process is the accessibility to the information that will help individuals who choose to use it for that purpose. Does that answer your question?
I hope it does. Thank you.
Or are you asking something different?
I will be asking another line of questioning on behalf of myself now.
All right.
As I'm developing business
Yes.
and success and influences...
One moment. There's another piece to this idea. Understand that the way this happens for all of you is that when you do what you love to do, you're in the channeling state, which is a particular brainwave frequency between 40 and 100 cycles per second called gamma. And when you're in that state, you are matching frequencies with other levels of consciousness. And in matching those frequencies, you generate the same thoughts at the same time as the other entity. So the channel is functioning as a translation device by allowing himself to get into an altered state that represents the ability to translate his own thoughts at the same level that my thoughts are happening. So in that sense, he becomes a representation of my thoughts, a representation of my personality, a representation of the information through his own body, because we're operating in lockstep like tuning forks. That's how channeling works. So, proceed with your own question.
Thank you. As I develop influence and success through business,
yes,
I'm finding that even though I intend to benefit society and myself, there are unintended consequences that negatively affect other people.
Such as?
Creating a new system or way of doing things
yes,
that is putting other people out of work.
So what can be done to ameliorate that?
Is it possible to undertake business without, or any other type of political organization without unintentionally negatively affecting others?
Others that choose to be negatively affected is something you can do nothing about. But if you realize that what you're doing may bring about the potential for change that may make it less likely for them to continue to do what they're doing, then a portion of the business to truly be successful must undertake the entire operation of providing, at the very least, information that may help educate others to learn how to do something else.
Excellent. And with regards to acting in a business,
yes,
when one's reality and interests conflict negatively with another's or completely opposing interests,
that's usually the result of surface negative fear-based belief systems. And when you get those out of the way and go really into the depth of what each being really needs, you will usually find more coherence, or that their needs can be fulfilled much simpler than you think. Because usually people say, well, I really need this, I really need that, and they don't really. When it comes down to the simple things they truly need, you can usually find a way to satisfy everybody if they're willing to divest themselves of the superficial things they think they need in order to be successful. They will usually discover that it's actually very simple and that some accommodation can be had by all.
So in an event that interests and needs are completely divergent.
Give us an example.
Let's say that, let's say you try and help somebody with one thing and it results in them identifying a piece of their building that is imminently going to kill people if it collapses.
All right.
And they wish to waylay blame onto the person who is discovering this.
So this is what I'm talking about. You are dealing with individuals who are simply unwilling to look and take responsibility at their own belief systems.
And so what decides whose reality prevails?
You both do, for yourselves. But again, you have to also question yourself about exactly why you have involved yourself in something that brought about interaction with someone who may not be willing to see eye to eye. So you have to take responsibility for your part of the experience while allowing them to take responsibility for their part, whether they're willing to do that or not. It's up to you to take responsibility for your part and why you attracted this and what it is you're learning from this experience and whether or not it's something you even need to continue with.
How does one bring that into their reality, such negativity?
You attract it because it exists, and you attract it to learn something from it and decide for yourself whether it's something you want to continue to interact with or not.
And how does one leave that interaction?
You walk away. You let go. You realize you don't really need it anymore. You realize you've learned the lesson from it. Remember that sometimes you will attract very strongly a representation of what you don't prefer to make it clearer what you do prefer. And if it's made clear what you do prefer by contrast from what you don't prefer, then turn around and go and do what you prefer. Don't keep hanging on to what you don't prefer, thinking that you have to remain engaged with it. You have learned the lesson. Walk away.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Remember that by being your true self, it's the most loving thing you can do for someone else, because then they understand who they're actually in a relationship with. And if they actually wish to continue to be in a relationship with you, then that gives them the option to change to be more compatible with you, so that you don't have to change to become more compatible with something you don't. Nania.
Hi, Tadeo. I got some questions for you.
From the streamers.
Yes.
All right.
That sounds like a party, streamers.
Yes.
When you're referring to multiple timelines,
Yes.
and the idea that does one of these timelines lead to the idea of ascension and others not?
Correct.
Okay. And what happens to our children if we choose a timeline for ascension? Do we stop seeing them in the new reality where there is peace and no war?
Well, if you're suggesting that the children are not on the same wavelength, then yes, you ultimately won't experience them anymore. But if they're on the same wavelength, they will be experienced by you.
So what advice do you have for people who feel very uncomfortable with that idea.
Uncomfortable with what idea?
The idea that their loved ones would disappear because they're choosing a path that's very different.
If they truly are loved ones, then you will let them walk whatever path they choose. Because love needs to be unconditional, or it's not really love.
That sounds...
Because again, remember, you're all eternal, infinite beings. And even if you're taking different paths temporarily, you will meet again.
It's strange. It sounds like tough love.
Well, then that's tough. We're making a joke. But the idea is it's true love when you allow someone to be who they need to be. Even if you understand that they may be making choices, you have taught them the best you can, they simply won't accept that teaching that could make it easier for them. Again, what they choose to do with what you share is none of your business because they are an individual. They have their own path, and you've done your best to give them the option to choose something more joyful. But if they haven't chosen it, then you have to see that that's your first clue that they may need to take a different path first before they come around to that realization in their own good timing. That's true love, because you come from a position of seeing them as strong and powerful enough to eventually get the realization. Otherwise, you're seeing them as weak. Oh no, poor them. They're at a loss. I'm losing them. They're lost. Don't see them that way. See them as a powerful being taking a journey that may not be the journey that you prefer, but it may be the journey they need to wake them up. So you have to see it as an act of love, true love, to let them be who they are after you've done everything you can to give them the option to make other choices.
You know, one thing I notice is that you always look at other people and other beings as being empowered.
Of course, because you are. Remember, even when you feel that you're not empowered, you're using your power to create that. That's the paradox. When you feel out of control, you're controlling that. When you feel you lack trust, you're trusting that you lack trust. When you don't feel confident, you're confident that you lack confidence. You cannot be not confident. You cannot be not trusting. You cannot be out of control. You cannot be disempowered. If that was true, you would have no experience at all. It's simply that you're using your power, you're using your trust, you're using your confidence, and you're using your control to create things you don't prefer instead of the things you do.
And so in our society, I think often we're trained to see people as being disempowered.
Yes.
And so that's one of the first changes that you can make in how you perceive others.
Yes.
In order to
Everyone is completely empowered, but sometimes they use their power to forget that they're empowered. All right, I'll say, let us continue this transmission by asking each and every one of you to allow yourselves to become very relaxed in your seats. Take a deep breath in and let it out. One more time, a deep breath in and let it out. And a third time, a deep breath in and hold it. Hold it and blow it out. Continue to breathe gently, deeply. Let go of the cares of the day. Just relax. You are here and now exactly where you need to be. Allow your music and lights to begin to play as you allow yourself to open to the holotope before you. Focus your eyes on the center of the image, for this is the eye of the storm. Use it as a symbol. As you continue to breathe, use it, ingrain it, absorb it, allow it into your mind and into your heart as a symbol, the center, with everything swirling around it as the holotope depicts. Ring upon ring upon ring of different events, different circumstances, different situations that may crop up in the storm that surrounds you, swirling around you, a maelstrom of thunder and lightning, but also containing the elements of peace and beauty and power, so that from within the center, as the storm swirls around you, you may be in a place of stability and peace and calm and certainty and confidence, so that you may extract from what is swirling around you that which truly represents the reality that you prefer, in energy, in tone, in speech, in action. All of the things that you choose to do from this place, in the here and the now at the center of the storm, will come from the true you if you allow it. Relax into it. Absorb its power, the power of peace, the power of solitude, the power of knowing who you truly are. And as you imagine yourself at any time, anywhere, any place, no matter what may happen in the year and years to come, remember this moment. Call yourself back to this moment so that you are standing in the eye, the peaceful, beautiful, brilliant, bright eye of the storm, which is the eye of all that is. For it sees all that surrounds and all that manifests and all that it is in reflections of infinite proportions, infinite perspectives, infinite beauty, infinite meaning, infinite being. Imagine yourselves now as you focus on the center that you are seeing in your mind's eye, that you are in the eye of a storm that surrounds you. The clouds rise up to the heights. You see within it the flashes of lightning of different occurrences and the peals of thunder that reach your ears, that remind you that there are things going on around you all the time. But you also see the cloud tops and the sunlight reflecting upon them, and you take that into your heart. And the air in the eye is fresh and clean and invigorating and crisp. And take a deep, deep breath of it right now and reassure yourself that you are where you need to be. You know in your heart, you know in your discernment, and you know in your choices what is truly aligned with this moment, with this place of peace. And you know the difference between this and the chaos that surrounds you. Choose. Choose to be here with us in this now moment. All of your brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, with your family in physical and non-physical reality, in the here and the now. Choose to stay with us here. Choose to remain in our loving embrace. Choose to be who you truly are, so that you may receive and experience the unconditional love that you are always being given, but which, through fear-based beliefs, you may not always perceive. Open up to being willing to allow it into your heart and into your life in this place of perfect peace amid the chaos that swirls around you. Observe it from a neutral position. Understand it with compassion. And choose to be who you truly are in your heart of hearts. You know the difference. You can see the difference between what you prefer and what you do not. You know how to tell the difference. Relax into this moment. Relax into the eye of the storm. Relax into the peace and certainty. Do not give over to anger. Do not give over to justification. Do not pay attention to the fear-based beliefs when they tell you the lies about yourself, that you are not worthy, not deserving, not powerful, not trusting, not confident. For you are always all these things and more. No matter what you may feel at any given moment, it is always the result of what you choose to believe is true. So rather than marshal a defense, simply be decisive, be discerning, be aware, open your eyes and see what is true. Do not pay attention to the words, but the actions of those you encounter, for that is the truth that they speak. Watch what they do as we watch you, and see whether or not you are choosing to be in this space and in this reality where we may someday meet and play and expand the cosmic family to which we all belong. Allow the vibration that you hear and the vibrations that you see to penetrate deep within your soul and ignite the light within you so that you may light the path that will stretch before you once you emerge from the eye of the storm. For the storm shall calm, the storm shall dissipate eventually, and you will be left on the path that you chose while in the eye. And that will be the path that you shall walk. So whatever you choose, own it now. Decide now what is the true path for you. For on some of those paths you will find us, and on some you will not. And on some of those paths you will find yourself, and on some you will not. Choose wisely from your heart, from what you know to be true in the depths of your soul, in the depths of your being, and walk the path you chose with responsibility and peace and power. And you will learn the lessons thereupon that are designed just for you. And you will grow, and you will see with different eyes in time. One way or the other, you will find your way home. But it is up to you. Through what forests and deserts and snow-capped peaks you may journey before you arrive home. Allow your path to be the path of least resistance, the path that is truly reflective of who you know yourself to be. Let go and surrender. Surrender the opinions of the mind that come from negative and fear-based beliefs. That is not your rudder. That is not your compass. Your passion is your compass. It points to your magnetic north. Walk the path that is true for you. Walk within your true self. And as you now stand here in the eye of the storm, with the clouds swirling all around you, Take once again a deep breath of that crystal clear air that invigorates and energizes and enlightens you. And let it out. And as you let it out, let go of the things that do not need to be in your heart, that do not need to be in your mind, that do not need to be in your reality, that do not need to be in your life. But invite in only the things you truly need, for the things you need will fulfill you and allow you to walk the path with eyes wide open and experience the journey of beauty and joy and creativity and love and peace and power and knowingness. Open up to the symbols of synchronicity as they may join you in the eye of the storm, so that you may choose wisely and discern wisely from those symbols that represent who you truly are and see through the illusions that do not serve you. Open your eyes and let go of anything you have been holding onto that you thought was important that you now know is not. Relationship, the ones that reflect to you that which truly allow you to grow and become more of who you are the ones that are going to be vibrationally compatible with the reality in which we can together one day play. Let them be without imposition, without assumption, without framing them in what your mind and beliefs thinks they should be, but let them be what they are as they come to you. Let the relationships and the symbols of synchronicity show you why they are there. Do not impose upon them your assumption or your insistence. Let them be what they are, for they are automatically designed to serve you, automatically designed to uplift you, automatically designed to support you here in the eye of the storm. Do not leave. Do not leave that vibration. Do not walk away from yourself, but invite yourself back in, your true self. In dreams and in life, the physical dream, invite yourself to live the dream that is true for you, regardless of anyone else's perspective or opinion, for they do not live your life, you do. Be true to your own path. Be true to yourself and know yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself. Breathe in again the crisp, clear, crystalline air of the eye of the storm and feel it fill you up, every cell, every atom. And feel that spark of divine light burst forth within you. All things aligning, soothing, nurturing, supporting. Relax into yourself. Be calm. Be calm. Think things through. Be calm. Respond accordingly. Be calm. Feel your power and feel that there is no need to rush. You are an eternal and indestructible being. There is nowhere more important you need to be than here and now. The present is all there is. Be present with yourself every moment that you can. Continue to breathe. Continue to relax. Let the vibrations dim, the music soften, the lights diminish, but remain in the eye of the storm. sensing the peace, sensing the calmness, and sensing the power within that. The power of peace. The power of your true selves. Continue to breathe it in and let yourself feel the arms of your cosmic family wrapped around you in unconditional love. We thank you for being a part of our family, and we welcome you into our home as you have welcomed us into yours. Be with us, journey with us, and the world shall open before you in ways you haven't imagined. We are always here for you, but we leave it to you to decide what path you shall take from here. We will have more to say in the year to come. Use your 2020 vision forward and your 2020 hindsight to bring them into the present, to learn the lessons you have learned, and to apply them forward to the reality you prefer. Continue to breathe and be at peace, and receive our unconditional love, as always. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home.